All right, welcome into episode number one of GT Sports NBA 2025. That means this evening I'm going to be talking basketball, and I'm going to be recapping the 5 games that were played on Christmas yesterday, which we had some really good games. And so I hope everybody had a great Merry Christmas. I did. Stayed at home, watched some football, watched some basketball, which is what I like to do, right? I like to watch a lot of sports, and there was a lot of it yesterday. So let's jump right into the first game that was played yesterday. The Cleveland Cavaliers 17-14 taking on the New York Knicks 20-9. Now I have been on the record as saying that currently I think the New York Knicks are the best team in the East. I know Detroit Pistons are also there, but I just feel like the way they've been playing lately, and with Jalen Brunson, I think as the season continues, I think that team is going to continue to get better. I think they're going to be the team that you're going to have to beat to get to the finals. But that's down the road. This was a game that was played, like I said, first one 11 a.m. I predicted that the New York Knicks would win, and they got the win, and I got the prediction right. I actually went 5-0 yesterday, and I don't think I've ever done that before in anything. So it was really nice to get all these picks right. But let's just kind of recap what I put down here. The New York Knicks defeated the Cavaliers 126-124. The Cavaliers needed to win this game. I felt like this was a game that Cleveland needed to win more than New York because, Cleveland on paper to me, they look like they should have already gone to the NBA final. I mean, they've got everything that they need. They've got dudes over there, yet they fall short consistently. And in this game, they were up big, and New York started to make their comeback. And teams do that, but you have to be able, if you're up by 15 and they cut it to 5, you have to find a way to finish it off. They're going to make yours, the NBA, they're going to make a run at you. But you got to still be able to sustain that and be able, well, you still have to be able to overcome it, right? You need to be able to find a way to close those games out. And they weren't able to do that against the Knicks. The Knicks ended up getting the win, the 2-point win. And that's, I think, what makes Cleveland a good team, but not a great team, because you can't close these games out like you needed to. I thought this would have been a great confidence builder as we continue to move, but still, the Knicks were able to come back and get the win. Up big, I said, in the start of the fourth, you need to close that game out. They were unable to do that. That is what championship teams do. Cleveland is really good, but not great yet. For the Knicks, man, I think, like I said, they're currently the best team. I think they're the team to beat in the East. With Boston out, not really effective this year, which we knew that. Indiana injuries out. Milwaukee, not the Milwaukee teams of the not the Milwaukee team of the past. This is an open door for the Knicks. Now, for me, I don't know what Orlando is going to do or not do, but to me, the 3 teams you got to watch out for in the East right now: New York, Cleveland, and the Pistons. I think one of those 3 teams are going to represent the East in the NBA Finals. We'll see what happens. But stats for this game: Jalen Brunson, 34 points for Cleveland. It was Donovan Mitchell, 34 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. And the key rap here was New York. The Knicks scored 42 points in the fourth quarter. 42 in the fourth. That's just too much. So the Knicks get the win. In game number 2, this was the game that I really wanted to see. Was, of course, I'm a Spurs fan, so the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. This was the third game in like about 2 weeks, right? They played at the NBA Cup in a neutral place where the Spurs beat them. And then they go and they play in San Antonio. And I'm thinking, okay, they're going to come back. They're going to win this one. And San Antonio beat them pretty good. So, of course, the game 3 going in OKC, I'm thinking, man, I hope my Spurs win. But definitely now at home, OKC losing 2 they're going to come out. They're going to blow my Spurs out. They're going to blow San Antonio out probably by 15, 20 points. Right, San Antonio's already won. Well, that was not the case. San Antonio goes into OKC and beats the defending champs by about 15 points, right? Like 117, 102. The recap, I wrote, I am surprised by the amount of points the Spurs won this game, not to mention that they did it in OKC. The Spurs just might have the Thunder's number. I believe they do. The Spurs are ready to win the championship this year. They can beat you multiple of ways with different players every night. I still consider Oklahoma City Thunder the best team in the NBA, which I do, right? They're still a great team, but I think San Antonio has their number. And if I'm OKC, it's in my head now. What are these guys able to do that we cannot overcome? We played them 3 times in about 14 days or so, and they have beaten us. And the last 2, they've been pretty good. They haven't even been close. So what are they doing? Well, Victor Wembanyama, man, he's just a game changer, right? Like he's going to continue to get better. And I was on the record as saying, maybe we ought to trade some of our picks and go bring Giannis and Victor Wembanyama. Man, they could probably win the championship now. And no, you don't trade anybody. This is a very young team like OKC. Harper, Vassell, Johnson, Castle, Fox, Barnes, and Wembanyama, right? Not to mention some of the other guys that they have. This is a team that can win now. Now, some people are going to say, "Oh, come on, now, Gabriel, they're still very young. You've got Denver, and you've got a lot of other teams that are more experienced." Correct, but when you beat one team once, okay, maybe they'll have an off night. When you beat the NBA champs 3 times, arguably people would say they're the best team in the NBA, and you beat them 3 times and twice by 15, 20 points. You're ready. You're ready now. Now, I know they're a little experienced, but this team has advanced a lot further than I thought they were. And I don't see one reason why San Antonio wouldn't be able to make it to the NBA Finals. Outside of they're still young, they've got Barnes, who's been there. Fox has been in the league for some time, so the veteran leadership is there, but these guys can play. I mean, they can ball. The system is back in San Antonio. The system is back in San Antonio. And it's great to see the Spurs play this way. They will be in the thick of things in the playoffs, but it would not surprise me if they got to the NBA Finals, if they represented the West. They are only going to continue to get better. They're young, and they can run, and they can shoot. They got some big guards, and they play defense. And I think that's kind of what has been bothering OKC. They can't outrun them. They're built just like OKC is. And Victor Wembanyama is the difference maker, right? And so he's going to continue to get better. So, first of all, I'm loving that these 2 teams are going to battle the next couple of years. It's must-see TV when they play, but I'm telling you, San Antonio wouldn't surprise me if they make it out of the West. It wouldn't surprise me one bit the way they're playing. So let's kind of go to the stats. De'Aaron Fox was the man on Christmas with 29 points. SGA for OKC, 22.6 rebounds. So, again, I'm 2-0 in predictions as I picked San Antonio to win, even though I thought that OKC was going to win. I wanted San Antonio to win, and they did. Game 3 of the day was the Dallas Mavericks, 12-19. Taking on the Golden State Warriors, 15-15. So that was a 4 p.m. game. So my notes: the Golden State Warriors defeated Dallas Mavericks 126-116. I wanted the Mavericks to win, but I thought the Warriors would. They were playing at home. Great win by the Warriors. I believe this team will be in the playoffs, but will not make it to the Western Conference Finals. This team is too old. That's the Warriors. So Let me talk a little bit about why I said that. I mean, Steph Curry's still the best shooter in the NBA, but Draymond, Jimmy Butler, Al Horford, they're too old, right? Like you're seeing what San Antonio is able to do, OKC, Minnesota, Denver's a little older, but what they can do. I just don't see. I think that the Warriors can make the play-in or the playoffs, but I don't see in the series how they're going to beat some of these teams. And you got to win 4 out of 7, and you're playing like every other night on the road. I mean, it just takes a toll on the body. And I just don't see the Warriors ever winning another championship. Now I didn't dislike them. I like Steph. I like his game. I like Clay. I like Steve Kerr. But when I look at the competition and the teams that are evolving that are in the West, I just don't see that Golden State can run and win a series. Maybe one. Houston with Kevin Durant, right? Like I don't see them beating any of those teams. So they might get one if they get in, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even make it in, right? They're at 15-15 right now, and injuries are going to continue to affect this team. They're going to be in and out. So we'll see what happens, but definitely if they make the playoffs, I don't see them being one of those deep teams that'll make a deep playoff run. For the Dallas Mavericks, this is what I put. The Dallas Mavericks have had some good wins this year. Cooper Flag is getting better every game. He is. This team will not be a serious contender until Kyrie Irving returns. I believe that. Another issue for the Mavericks, Anthony Davis left the game with an injury. So let's talk a little bit about the game. Anthony Davis running down the court, and then you kind of see him kind of limp a little bit, go off the court, and then he's walking to the back. I think there was something they said with a groin injury. So here's the problem I have with Anthony Davis. Injuries continue to affect him. He's not consistently in playing, right? He has another injury now, and he's very inconsistent. So the trade that you did for Luka, I understood it. Luka was due a lot of money that I don't think I would have paid had I been the Mavericks GM. But it was nevertheless the fans were going to jump on you because Luka is a franchise guy, right? Like that dude. It's hard to trade him away. But I understood why it happened. And they got Anthony Davis. But Anthony Davis was already injured. You knew what you were getting from Anthony Davis. I mean, when he's on 31 points, 35 points, I mean, he's capable of just taking over a game. The problem with Anthony Davis is he doesn't do it on a consistent basis, and then you have to add and factor in the injuries, right? So when you look at all of that and what he's going through now, Dallas got the wrong end of the deal, right? Do you trade him? I think you really got to consider possibly trading him, right? Because Cooper Flag is your future. When Kyrie Irving comes back, this team will seriously be a contender. Now, if Anthony Davis stays in Dallas when Kyrie comes back, so let's say next year, because Kyrie might come back this year, but it'll be kind of late. Next year will be a fresh start. You have Cooper Flag, who will have a year under his belt. You see what Cooper's doing now, so he's going to be a dude. He's already a dude. And then you've got Kyrie Irving. Now, if Anthony Davis stays and plays 75% of the games, and because he can take over a game consistently, then Dallas is up there with San Antonio, with OKC, and with Denver. Because Kyrie Irving makes that much of a difference, Cooper Flag will have 1 year under his belt. So if Anthony Davis stays and he plays 75%, 80% of the time, which stays healthy, and he can take over a game with Kyrie Irving, Cooper Flag, Klay Thompson, some of those other guys, I have Dallas right in the mix with all those other teams, top teams in the West. I don't see why they couldn't compete with San Antonio, OKC, possibly even beat them. Denver, right? Minnesota. There's no reason to believe that they can't do that because they have the dude. So we'll see what happens if they'll keep Anthony Davis. Again, if it were me, I would trade Anthony Davis because I think as he gets older, the injuries are going to continue to pile. You know, you don't get older and get healthier. You know, you see all these injuries every year that you get older. Those injuries continue to happen, and then it takes longer for you to recover. So with the injury history that he has, and the older he's getting, yeah, I would love to trade him if I was Dallas. But again, I can see why they would try to keep him. Hopefully, he can be healthy enough. You got Kyrie Irving. They know that when Anthony Davis is there, he can ball out, and he can easily give you 30, 35 again because he's that dude. Like I said, the problem is his health, and he doesn't do it on a consistent basis, and sometimes that hurts you. So we'll see what happens. But next year, I think is when you'll really see Dallas kind of be more of a contender. This year, it just won't happen this year without Kyrie Irving. He's due back if he comes back, but it'll be here in the next couple of months. It'll be toward the end. I think that'll be too late for him. Even if he comes back and Dallas makes the playoffs, I mean, I just think the chemistry won't be there. He and Cooper Flag have never played, so it's going to take some time to gel, build that chemistry. So I just, even if he comes back and plays, I don't see Dallas being a threat until next year. So 3-0 in predictions, man. Cooper Flag going to be the dude. I watch San Antonio and Houston games a lot more, pretty much every night or every other night that they play. Dallas is the one team in Texas I don't see every night. Now, game 4, the Houston Rockets 17-10 taking on the LA Lakers 19-9. I picked the Houston Rockets to win because I thought, even though they were playing in LA, they were the better team, with Kevin Durant. And I wasn't wrong. Houston won 119-96. My notes, I thought the Rockets were the better team going into this game. I think the Rockets are a playoff team. They are. But they need a point guard. So when I talk about point guard, another scorer, I feel like they need another scorer. I mean, I know Jabari Smith and Amen Thompson and Sengun and Kevin Durant. Adding Kevin Durant was huge, but I still think that they need a point guard, but they need another scorer, a star. I know they've got a good bench that comes in, but they need a starting guard that can score, right? I think to complement Kevin Durant. Durant gives you 25. Durant don't give you those 40-point games anymore, right? And so he's around 20, 25 points, which is good because he's consistent. But when you play OKC and San Antonio and you play Denver, and those guys can score multiple baskets, right? You need to be able to score. Right now, as good as I think Houston is, and I think they can beat either one of those teams, with Kevin Durant. I think at some point they're going to come up short. I just think they need another scorer. So we'll see if they get one point guard score. A score is what I think they really truly need, to stay up with some of these teams in the West and the way that they're playing. So, but outside of that, man, I like this team. Before the season started, I said that they were going to be a team that was going to give OKC a run for their money. And I still think that way. When you have Kevin Durant's consistent. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to give you that 25, 27 points a game. If you can just add another score that can give you another 20-something, then you have Sengun, then you have Amen Thompson, and then you have Jabari Parker. And I mean, I think those guys are just gonna ball, right? So yeah. It's going to be really, really good. So I like Houston. I think that team's going to be in the thick of things in the playoffs. Let's go to the stats here for Houston. Kevin Durant, 25 points, 8 assists, and Luka Doncic, 25 points, 7 assists for the Lakers. I think I said Jabari Parker. I think I meant Jabari Smith Jr. So I apologize. But I was looking at him and I was saying, did I say Parker? I think it's Smith. Jabari Smith. Is the guy I was talking about. So I got my notes everywhere. I don't have them in order, so I'm just kind of looking to see if I got the name right. I think I got it right. The Lakers did not have enough to defeat the Rockets. Head coach J.J. Redick came up. He was very, very upset. I saw his post-game interview where he kind of threw out some names out there, and it's all about effort, and he doesn't feel like they're putting in the effort. And so some stuff starting to happen there, but with the Lakers and the head coach, but the Lakers, when the season started, I know they went out and got Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton, but they're not a very good defensive team. Now, they're going to be able to score. LeBron still plays at a high level, Luka is Luka Doncic. Austin Reeves has been very good, but they don't play defense. And you're going to have to play some defense against some of these teams you're going to go up against in the playoffs, right? So, like the Warriors, the Lakers, I think, are a little better than the Warriors, maybe. But, man, I tell you, they're not going to have enough to be some of those top teams in the West, in my opinion. So, I think the Lakers can get into the playoffs. I think they will get into the playoffs, but they're not going to make much noise in the playoffs. And then we'll go to the final game, Minnesota. The Timberwolves taking on the Nuggets. The Nuggets 21-8, 20-10. I'd say about Denver. Denver can get to the NBA Finals this year. After a game that I saw last night, about Minnesota, Anthony Edwards and the Joker going at it. I mean, went into overtime. That was a must-see game. I watched as much as I could before I fell asleep. But it was good when I was watching it, and I fell asleep, and it ended up. I saw it the very next morning when I woke up. But both of these teams will be in the playoffs. And boy, Anthony Edwards, man, he when he gets going and he's in the zone, man, he is in a zone. I mean, like that guy is scary, dead scary, man. That guy can ball. And they'll be in the playoffs like they were last year, but I don't think they're one of the elite teams in the West. Right, they're missing some parts, I think. For Denver, they are. I especially if they play the way they play. Jamal Murray had 35 points, so I can see Denver in the NBA Finals. You know, they'll ask, "Do you think they'll be there?" Yes, I think they can get there. Absolutely, they can get there. I think they have the team. You know, they have the Joker. They're always going to be in it. So yes, for Minnesota, no playoffs, but no NBA Finals. For Denver, yes. So it's going to be very interesting. We'll continue to keep an eye on Denver, on Minnesota. So let me kind of ring back this thing here. I think the Knicks will be in the playoffs. Obviously, Cleveland will be in the playoffs as well. San Antonio, I didn't have them in the playoffs. I thought maybe there would be a play-in tournament, a play-in team that could possibly win and get into the playoffs, but I didn't have them atop of in the standings. They are there. I think they're only going to get better. So definitely have them in the playoffs. I think they could probably even get into the NBA Finals this year. Oklahoma City, obviously that is a yes. The Dallas Mavericks, no, and I've explained why. I think they're Kyrie Irving away from being a serious contender. Golden State Warriors, I think, could possibly make the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't make the playoffs, though. I really would. They're 15-15. I think injuries are going to continue to hit this team, and they're going to hurt them. Not to mention, you never know what Draymond Green is going to do. So I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I have them as a team that will be in the playoffs, or at least a play-in tournament. But it wouldn't surprise me if they don't make it this year. For Houston, definitely, I have them in the thick of things. You know, I still think they need a point guard, another scorer. The Lakers are like to me like the Warriors. You know, they have a better record right now, 19-9, and I think they will get back on track. I mean, when you have LeBron and Luka, you're gonna get it together, right? They're not going to unless they've tuned out the coach. There's other issues that are going on that I'm not aware of. But I think they'll ride the ship. They're good enough to make the playoffs. They're just not good enough, and they don't play good enough defense to beat those elite offenses that they're going to face in the playoffs. You can beat a team in the regular season one time. It's a different story to try to beat them 4 in 7 tries. And so I think the playoffs, because you have to play them almost every other game, or every other day, I should say, they don't have enough. The age will eventually catch up to them, and then they're bad defensively. So that's why I don't see them making a big run. And then, of course, Denver and Minnesota, both of them will be in the playoffs. So a lot of good games on Christmas. Usually on Christmas, I'll watch NBA. This year there was some football, and I'll definitely come back on later on this evening, and I'll definitely recap those 3 games, because I was watching on one monitor football, on the other monitor I was watching basketball. But I really enjoyed the games, man. Kudos to the NBA for setting these games up. Each one was good. I watched each one from start to end, and I enjoyed every one of those games. So thank you for putting those games out there for us guys that love sports and can watch it. I really enjoyed it, and then of course I enjoyed the football as well. So we'll continue here on GT Sports to talk more as we get into the weeks. And of course, you never know trades and what'll happen. So we'll always talk NBA here on GT Sports, NFL as well, and then of course when we get into baseball, we'll do that. We talk sports consistently here. So this was the NBA 2025 episode number 1, talking basketball. So hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, that you can catch this, or watch, I should say, this podcast here, the full podcast. You can catch it on YouTube, GT Sports, or Spotify. And then there will be some clips from what I'm saying here on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and I might actually put the whole video if it's not too long on TikTok. If not, there'll be video clips. But you can definitely watch the entirety of this if I don't put it on the other ones on YouTube and on Spotify. So thank you very much. I hope you guys like this, and I'll be back soon to talk NFL. Until then, peace out. Have a great night.